not able to really watch the feeds. I could have put the feeds on my phone anyways and just kind of listened through the speakers and everything, but I might do that later. But for now, there's always so much that piles up. I feel like when I spend a few hours away from catching up with everything, I get this like large to do pile, especially with this season. With other seasons, because I remember with last season, if I wasn't on the feeds for 4 or 5 hours, they could spend that time tie dyeing a shirt or playing that game in the backyard. I don't know what it's called, but the game with the string and the balls on the end, and they throw it around the. I don't know what that game is called, but basically what I was saying is the other groups seem to have downtime. This group does not have downtime. If I take a nap, or if I have errands to run, or if I have some work to do, and I'm not looking at the feeds for a few hours, typically a lot of things have happened. And as usual, that's what happened this time. I haven't seen any of the NOM stuff. I just quicked up my update websites to see who the NOMs were. Obviously, as we know, the HOH and the nominees for eviction are automatically in there. So we know that Cameron, Jag, and Blue are automatically in there. So what we were looking for was to see the 3 nominations that are also going to play in the Power Veto tourney competition. And those 3 nominations are going to be Jared, Mimi, and Red. So to think about each one of those prospects, I think that if Cameron wins, he keeps the noms the same. Despite this big move that he keeps talking about, he wants somebody else to execute winning the power veto and taking somebody off. I don't think that he would keep everything the same if he won. Because I know he wants a shakeup, but he doesn't want to be responsible. He wants to be able to say, I had to make this move because one of my nominees was vetoed. So that's that. Obviously, Jag wins. Jag takes himself off. Blue wins. Blue takes herself off. If Jag takes himself off, it's different from if Blue takes herself off, because Blue is nobody's main target right now. So I think that if Blue gets off, Jared is being thrown around, Izzy is being thrown around. Those are the main names that I hear being thrown around. If Jag takes himself off, then it becomes a little bit interesting, because whoever sits next to Blue, like, what if you throw a Jared next to a Blue? Even though he said that he's not going to do that, it's Big Brother, and a famous phrase for Big Brother is checks bounce in the Big Brother house. Jared said, Cameron said that he would never want to put me up next to Blue. Who knows what Cameron is willing to do? Especially being that he's been on the block the last 2 weeks before this HOH. Mimi asked Cameron, like, if I were to win the power veto, would you want me to keep the noms the same? And he said yes. Jared has said that he wants to keep the noms the same. And I think that would be, I don't know, I think that's something he would be motivated to do. Because Jag is the bigger threat. And he already wanted Jag out, because he was like, I don't like Jag's influence over Blue. Basically, Jag was Blue's number 1 before he came into the picture, and he doesn't like that. So, but now he's also, the game I think started to really become real for them now, because he knows it's a possibility that if certain people win certain competitions, it's always a possibility for the two of them to go on the block together. So Mimi, I think, would keep the noms the same. Red, I don't know. Red was talking to Cameron and saying that he would prefer for the noms to be kept the same. Who's the other one? See, my memory is bad because so many things happen. Okay, so I had said the noms were Mimi, Jared, and Red. Yeah, Mimi, Jared, and Red. So really, all three of them at times have said that they would keep the noms the same: Mimi, Jared, and Red, as far as I know. So interesting to see what's gonna happen. Maybe the most interesting thing that could happen is either Blue or Jag actually winning, because obviously that would guarantee that one of them has to come off the block. I think that if Blue or Jag don't win, the noms stay the same. Obviously, if Blue or Jag wins and takes themselves off, then things are going to get interesting. Everything's interesting in this house. And then we have the whole twist thing. I did my votes today. I spread my votes around to the people that I want to see. I think I gave Izzy some votes. I gave Jared some votes. I gave Cerise some votes. I gave Blue some votes. And I think I gave Jag some votes. Now, I probably wouldn't have given Blue Jag votes, but I gave votes to, well, I gave a couple votes to Sari just because I like Sari, but the others I kind of gave votes based on
2 miles, use the left 2 lanes to take exit 3
thinking that
95 south.
There's a possibility for them to get evicted. So I'm like, it would be very cool to see people who got evicted get a chance to go back in the house. And I believe that this twist is a twist that they came up with because of everything that happened with Luke. So that's my quick update, and we'll see what happens. The veto competition is Mondays, from what I understand. So it's going to be a lot of talk between now and then, and a lot for us to talk about. So I'll check y'all soon.